Namaste everyone. Welcome to Sajjana Sangatya Yoga. Today, April 5th, 2025. Namaste. Warm welcome to you all. Myself, Sirisha Kodabaina from Dallas, Texas. And first of all, I would like to convey my deepest gratitude to all the gurus, Parama Gurus, and all the enlightened masters who paved a payment for us. And our Adi Guru of PSS movement, Sri Sadananda Yogi ji, and our beloved Guru, Sri Brahmarshi Pitamaha Patri ji, and Sri Aurobindo Master and Mother, and all the masters who are listening to this session. Thank you all. And today, our guest speaker, Master Jyostna Sunkara from Austin, Texas. Many of us, if you are uh, following couple of years, then we all of us know Jyostna as a, if anything, organizing programs, vegetarianism. She's popular for vegetarianism, but she's not just about vegetarianism. She's much beyond that. She transformed her life from like non-vegetarian to vegetarian, vegan, then experimented with a couple of days on the juices, and so she's like a perfect spiritual scientist. So she experimented everything and she's transformed herself. And today she's going to share her journey. So we want to listen from you, Jyostna. Please, heartful welcome to you, Jyostna.
Thank you, Sirisha. Thank you so much. Before I start, I offer my humble pranams to our Guru, Brahmashri Pitamaha Patriji, and my foremost gurus, Mother and Sri Aurobindo. So, how I am connected to spirituality, how I was being connected to Mother and Sri Aurobindo always. It was in the year 2002 when I was doing my MCA in Chennai. One of my friends, my roommate and friend, she used to be in Pondicherry. So she invited to her native place, Pondicherry, closer to Pondicherry, some small village. That is where she took, her parents took us to a visit to Sri Aurobindo Ashram there in Pondicherry. So at that time, I didn't know about ashram. I didn't know about Mother Sri Aurobindo. But how many of you know Sri Aurobindo from as a freedom fighter from the school books or anything? I know we learned many of the freedom fighters. What did they do for our country, India, right? But I hardly recollect Sri Aurobindo's name in the list. I just heard once or twice, but not so popular like Gandhi, Nehru, and Gandhiji, Nehru, and other freedom fighters. So, that was my first visit to ashram in the year 2001 in Pondicherry. So this ashram was like an old building where you are allowed to visit some of the rooms, not all the rooms, but few of the rooms. And outside there was a big garden with two Mahasamadhis. One is Mother and one is Sri Aurobindo. And I do see many people going there and meditating for a few minutes. At that time, I didn't know meditation. I didn't know why they were sitting also. So my couple of my friends insisted, let's sit for a few minutes. So I sat there for a few minutes. That was my first visit to Sri Aurobindo Ashram in Pondicherry. After that, so I was married in the year 2002 December, and during that time, we went to visit my husband's grandparents. So, they were very old at that time. Being my father-in-law was the youngest and youngest of all the siblings. So they asked us to meet some yogi in Ashram near to their village. So that was so we both went there. It was closer to Vijayawada. So this was like a school run by this yogi. They addressed him as Rao Garu, and I think at that time itself he had very good education background. He was in Bits Pilani, and he chose a very simple, normal life, and he got some call from Aurobindo and Sri Mother to run a school for kids and ashram. So that was my first time meeting face to face with some yogi in a kind of an ashram-like environment where, like, I think few orphans and other kids were taken care. So he was in so much silence. I don't remember exactly the conversation that went between him and us. And I think I wasn't in I didn't have any spiritual background at that time. But so they also they have in that small garden they have like so what these ashrams do, like the main ashram in Pondicherry is they have all the relics for Sri Aurobindo and Mother. And whoever want to set up an ashram and spread the knowledge and spread the presence, they send the relics. And there would be samadhis there, people full of surrounded by gardens because Mother always loved flowers. So very beautiful setup environment with all the flower trees, with all the big trees, with so much of peace, silence. So he took us there near the samadhis, and we sat there for a couple of minutes. So later, I came to know that my husband's grandfather was also a freedom fighter. So he also went to jail that time during independence. So he used to always carry Mother's picture in his pocket. I think he was closely associated with this yogi whom I was talking, sharing his views, opinions, and he used to give advice and other things on this. So, as a support, as a mental, moral support, he used to carry Mother's picture always with him. That's what I heard from the family. So after that, I think we came back to US. Life continued. I was doing my master's, busy searching. It was like a roller coaster life. It was like survival for both of us. My husband finished his education, and he got a job in California. We moved there, and I also moved after completing my master's, and I was looking for a job. So, and then we had our first kid in 2008. So there was this so much of emotional turbulence going because it was the survival instinct, right? For most of us when we come to US, like to get a job, to get a livelihood, to be on proper status. And what we do is secure for a home, maybe in India or here. We try to save, we try to work. So with all this going, and then I heard from my aunt during the year 2010, I heard my aunt, she is now closely associated to some ashram in Vijayawada, which is closer to my home. So she was sharing about Aurobindo and Mother, and they get into Sajjan Sangatya, and one of the yogi there who runs the ashram, he talks about the conversations, about the books of Mother Sri Aurobindo, their teachings, their writings, everything. So I had a huge quest to know more about these masters, Mother and Sri Aurobindo. That is the time where I was searching, okay, is there any ashram in California, something related to Mother and Sri Aurobindo? So I found like that time 2.5 hours far away from our place, there is this ashram called Sri Aurobindo Sadhana PEETAM. So every third Saturday they organize a retreat. I don't know anyone there. I don't know their email. I just got information. So they are open. So I thought, okay, let us go and see what happens there. So that was my first time where I went to this Sri Aurobindo Sadhana Peetham in California, located in Lodi, which is like 2.5 hours far away from San Jose and other area. So I went there. It was so our first entrance because we were all new. We are all new, right? To go to some new place, there is so much of resistant, hesitant. But still, we want to. I was like, let's go see what's up there. So it was all silent. It was all peaceful. It was this ashram is located within the fields. It was a long drive, like the road wasn't developed. It's all bumpy ups and downs. It was a long road from the main road to the ashram. It is surrounded by the fields, and it's like a big house. It is there's so much of flowering plants around the entrance, and when I go in, I think we went late at that time, maybe some 11 a.m. because it will take at least 3 hours from my place. So everyone were involved in their duties, and I didn't know what to do. There was somewhere in the meditation room, somewhere in the kitchen, somewhere outside, and somewhere in the library. But there was so much of silence. So I went up to the library to check out some books, to see some books, to sit there, to and then I was reading some books, and then I came down. There was a big hall where they all sit together. There happens meditation, sajjan sangatya, with two big photos of Mother and Sri Aurobindo. Mm. And then like there was some flower arrangement there. There was like so much of comfortable seating. And then attached to that hall is the relics room, where relics of Mother and Sri Aurobindo were kept like in Samadhi. That's a quiet area where like someone goes very quietly and sits and meditates there. So, and I think, did we? Yeah, they had some timings for lunch where everyone gathered at that time. Um, since it's like a retreat, mostly people from outside, they cook some vegetarian meal and take it as a potluck. And there is some food cooked in the lunch there. They have their own big garden in the back, the vegetable garden, and there's a big lake and so many trees and Ganesha statue, big trees. It was so beautiful, so serene, so peaceful. The environment itself, it will just calm you down. It's such a beautiful place, and they maintain it so well. And then, okay, we thought we spent like few hours there, and after lunch, we were on our. We thought like, okay, let's move and to get back home. And then, as soon as we were out of the door, two people from the ashram come behind us. Their names are Gaia and Mitra. So they come, they look eye to eye, and they say, "Okay, you'll be coming next retreat, right? Next month." And it's so beautiful souls, like all white, so beautiful, smiling, so welcoming. And like we talked to them for a few minutes. I say yes. Yes, and at that entrance there is some notes where you can be in their email list. If you enter your name and email, they will send you about the programs there. So they asked us, did you enter there? I told yes. I think so. We entered there. And so we come back home, and the next month, before the retreat, before like 1 week with the retreat, they send the email. So systematically, like these are the things we do from 9 a.m. We gather, we 10 minutes we meditate, and then 9 to 11 kids are taken separately. At the back there is a big, very nice room for kids, and one of the ashramite there, she is in charge of the kids programs, and with the games, with everything for the kids. And there will be couple of volunteers there, some parent volunteers along with her, and some will be helping in the kitchen. Some will be like they send all their schedules. This is the lunchtime, and we are having this every month. They have an activity, like either swim activity or and uh, and uh, and sometime they have the karma yoga activity where like people can participate in different things like cleaning the ashram or growing vegetable beds, helping with the plants outside, and or in library they do card making. So on birthdays, on everyone's birthday, they have a big list of all the sadhaks of visiting pupils. So they make cards with their own hands, with some message of Mother Aurobindo, and they give the blessings packet of Mother Aurobindo. They put in that card and they mail. So there is this activity, and like several activities like that. The list, like if you want to volunteer, you can choose one. And this is the lunchtime. After lunchtime, we again meet for Sajjan Sangatya for 2 hours. And this topic we are going to discuss for 1 hour or 2 hours. And after that, we have some tea and snacks. And we close at this particular time. Even the dinner is included, early dinner, and then we close. And few people can work in the kitchen, and but to work in the kitchen again there are rules. Your hands and legs should be cleaned, and you should wear a cap so that your hair is not in any of the food. You should wear an apron, and only 2 or 3 people should work in the kitchen all together. So when I visited the next retreat, it was so much of calmness, silence, so no one talks to anyone. They just smile and greet. But even in that karma yoga, it's like you are working on your own self, like whether you're doing in the library card making or you're doing any cleaning. So that is to be connected with your own self. Though there is so much of activity going on, it is there is so much of silence there. Even though there are some kids, from small kids to teenagers, even with the kids there is silence. So much of calmness, and only time I think I heard, after lunch there will be 1 hour break, and that time I think they spend in groups. They get to know about each other, and they talk on various topics. And that too, the topics, it used to be so many Americans, all races, all nationalities together. But if I see their conversations, it used to be so scholarly. They used to have their PhDs in this integral yoga path, and they used to talk about this, about the poems, about the poets, about the epics. It used for me. It used to be tough to catch up with the terms or with their conversations, what they are talking about. Uh, So, but my place used to be the library all the time because I wanted to know more about them. So I used to grab books and keep reading. But one of the book I thought was interesting. You can check out books also. You can take for that month and give them back the next month when you come. You can return that book if you have completed it. So the second retreat I went, I checked out the book on the mother, her biography, written by Georges Van Breckum. So I took this book. I brought this book home, and I think for 1 week I was completely in that book. I used to work. I used to have a small baby. My elder one was 2 years, and I was expecting my second one. So every night, 2 hours, I used to sit with that book to know more about mother. It used to be so interesting to know about her. More than Aurobindo, I was so much in her consciousness. So I finished the book in 1 week. In that itself, I came to know more about Sri Aurobindo also in her biography. Um, it was so interesting. Every time I got free, I used to be on that book, and of course, that's my first spiritual biography book, I would say. And I know I used to read Sai Baba Satcharitra and other books back when I was in India, but this is one of my first book, her biography. That is where I came to know more about many spiritual terms, also about her work, about her childhood, about her astral experiences. Everything is in so detail about her family background, about the country, about the world wars, how they both worked together, how she worked with Hitler, everything, and her interest to learn about occultism, how she met masters and she learned about occultism. And there were two of her great friends who used to be located in like Netherlands, some forest like environment, and they used to move things in the house. They invited her to learn more. So and uh, and her integral yoga and her time in Japan, her first meet with Aurobindo, then her marriage and how she comes to Pondicherry for the first time, and then how she comes to Pondicherry for the next time and settles there, and how she runs the ashram, and and so many things, and then like how she turns into light body, about the ashram, about how she about Auroville. Auroville is again a place closer to Pondicherry, which is um, which is developed by Mother. I think one episode will take for each topic, but that was so much covered in the book. So it was interesting about the author also, Georges Van Breckum. He's a Belgium author. In Belgium, he was writing some small plays. He was a producer. His work is well settled, everything, and I think he gets this book. So there are like few disciples, a few very advocates of this path during that time, right? A.B. Purani, Satprem. Um, so everyone is a great author. He somehow got to touch one of the book written by A.B. Purani, who is a very close sadhak to Sri Aurobindo, and then he knows about the work of Mother Sri Aurobindo, and he has a quest to visit them. He comes to Pondicherry, I think in 1960s, or I don't know. At that time itself, there is so much written about her childhood by A.B. Purani, and so he gathers all those writings and then he interviews more. So and then he brings out this beautiful book, The Mother. He stays, yeah, one he stays back. I know many of the sadhaks who comes to meet them, they somehow end up staying back to learn more, from Belgium, from France, from Paris, from UK, from any part of the world. They come to meet, and it's so hard for them to go back. They finally settle there. So that was my first book, and it was so it brought me so closer to Mother Arvindo. I was uh, it was like some force of me like wanting to learn more and more. And this book was easy. All Mother's teachings was her writings were, yeah, were easy, because in the library also I used to not to go for very hi-fi books. The names itself used to, for me, I like overmind, that mind, this mind. It used to be so tough if I read the name and if I open the pages. Oh, what is this book? What are they talking? But I used to go for books more on Mother, because more on question and answers by Mother, by small books or something like that. And so this book attracted me, so I took it home. So for everything, she has an answer. Like her books are like on parenting, on flowers, on how to live, on childhood, and how to bring up a child, how to control the emotions with examples. So what at that time, when Aurobindo and Mother were there, it mostly used to be, the communication used to be with letters. So sadhaks keep, all this devotees sadhaks, they used to keep on asking questions, and Mother used to reply, and someone who is good at writing used to record all that. You used to write all that question and answers, and some were through letters. They used to go for work to different places. So, Mother, I'm facing this issue. I'm having a problem with X. I cannot do this group activity, involve in this group project with X. This is issue. And she writes the answer. Oh, child, this is how you have to be. And so everything is so recorded so clearly in that book. And of course, in that, there's in some places, there is like their own handwritings were also included. The Mother's writings, the Sri Aurobindo's writings, and Mother, she is herself an artist. She is a pianist, and so she used to sing songs, prayers at that time. Even that audios, they made it available. So there's not much of technology at that time, right? I was how they made it available, their writings, their words, their whatever work they did. It still I couldn't still believe it. So like that library used to be my favorite place. Apart from that, I used to be some time with the kids and outside, like that. And there used to be this, in some area near to the kitchen, there used to be this flower oils also. That is, if you want to improve your creativity more, there is some drop from the flower, like where you can take it, like 3 drops on your tongue. So, Mother had told so much about flowers also. What flower is for what, how do they work, how, like if you want to be openness, suppose you're shy, if you want to come into groups, some flowers help you with that. If you want to find more peace, more courage, there are specific flowers which help you with that. She really loved the flowers. So all her ashrams, they make sure like there is a beautiful flower garden surrounded by flowers. And I think whoever, so this ashram is how, so how this ashram is maintained is so every few years, 2 or 3 years, they select like five people who are so desperate on their integral yoga path to continue their integral yoga path, but they want to come and serve in the ashram. So, so five people are selected, but how this ashram came up is Dakshina. She is again such a beautiful lady. So all these names, I don't know their real names, but in ashram they say they are all addressed by specific names. They say mother gave them the names. Maybe I don't know how that happens, but even if I see like in her books, when like all the sadhaks come from different countries, even for Georges van Breckum, she gave the name Matri Prasad, but somehow he didn't adopt to the name. He kept his name as his own, Georges van Breckum. So she gives so everyone is given some name according to their work or their character or something like this. So in this ashram also in California, they have their names Dakshina, Gaya, Mitra, and the one who took care of kids was Saraswati. So all these people, they stay together. They have their rooms in the ashram. And if I want to stay for that night also, there are few guest rooms where you have to book in advance. And they have specific jobs in the ashram. Like one will be taking care of the garden. One will be taking care of the house, the kitchen for that week. So they have their principles, like their jobs. Everything is so systematic. They'll outline. So they don't step into each one's shoes because it is an integral yoga sadhana where each one comes, right? So we know the importance of Sajjan Sangatya, like we how it is important. So how living in collectively and in a group consciousness is important. So they come together. They have their own works, and for running of the ashram, they have their own workshop where they prepare natural soaps and other things, and they sell, and they keep the for the reasonable price they keep for all the sadhaks to buy, or they have a website also where they sell all the books, the whatever natural products, soaps, incense sticks, all that. So couple of people are couple of ashramites are busy in maintaining that and working for that. And so they have their own roles. They come for 5 years, they stay there, they develop their consciousness, they do meditate, they do maintain, they do work there. So but the main person who came up in I think I don't know how she was. I didn't get to know her much. Dakshina. She was. I came to know she was once upon a time a ballet dancer. She was attracted to Mother Sri Aurobindo philosophy, and they do India trips. They go to Auroville, they go to Pondicherry more. They stay there and they get to know more about Mother. And I think it was an old house left by some Americans, like an old couple used to stay there. It was after that, I think they gave this house to for some good purpose. I think they gave the house, and that's where this Dakshina comes into this in this old house, and she transforms that house into an ashram. I think thinking they have the inner guidance once they are into that aura of Mother and Sri Aurobindo. They have their inner guidance also. They'll be run by that divine force about the garden, flowers, and how to decorate, how to do everything. So there were like tulsi plants outside. Then we were just casually talking how these tulsi plants came into the garden. Did someone plant them or do something? They were saying no one planted them. No one brought the seeds. I think mother wanted to manifest the tulsi plant. So we do see tulsi plants here. And there used to be big trees, and mother's spirit animal is owl, and there used to be always the owl on the tree outside the garden. So that's and so apart from every Saturday, they used to welcome all the sadhaks, all these great disciples who are from so long time into this Sri Aurobindo and Mother. They want to come on US tour and tell whether if they are good at music, do performance or talk about. So they used to welcome them, and every 2 years, 3 years, or every year there used to be a big conference either in LA or somewhere. The 3 day conference, like where they talk, where where they share so much of knowledge, and it is planned like from day to evening event. I never got to attend that because small kids and other responsibilities. So, but apart from that, there are darshan days where the ashram is open all the time. So, what are darshan days? There are four darshan days. Um, One is Arabindo's birthday, which is on 15th August. Then mother's birthday is on 21st February. And one day is called Siddhi Day. That is 24th November. And other day is called Mother's Final Arrival to Pondicherry. That is on 24th April. So during these darshan days, it is said that there is some special force, divine force that is coming into the ashram. So, so they keep the doors open, and if you want to stay there, particularly on the darshan days, you have to book in advance if there is any availability to stay there. So, and they meditate, and the food is offered there. Particularly, you go for meditation. I remember, I know, in 2011 April, I had my second baby, and I know November was my birthday. It was November 24th, which is also a Siddhi day. So I had a strong calling, to just spend alone on that night without without anyone around me. Just go and spend alone. So I don't know how my husband agreed. Also, I just told to him I just want to go to ashram and spend alone. So my baby was like just 5 months. She was born in April, right? He told, okay, and the elder one was 2 years. He told, okay, I'll take care of the kids. I wasn't good at driving either, and it requires like two or three highways, so many roads, so much to go, like so much of travel, to go to the ashram itself. I didn't know how I got the courage. I just left my my baby and my other kid to my husband, and that too on my birthday. and I just um, and I just drove. I just drove to the ashram. I just stayed there for the night. I was just meditating. I was with them, and there was another female who used to come often. Her name is Rupa. She's a good author. She has chosen to be single, and she used to be very good. She was born in the ashram. She was brought up in Aravinda ashram in India, and then she came for her job. She was, though she was doing job, she used to be an author. She used to publish books. She used to be in this. She used to serve so much to this integral philosophy, and she used to come to ashram, give some talks, share her wisdom, share her books. So we used to interact with her whenever she is there. So I stayed for that night. That morning, I met this beautiful pupil. So I told about Gaia and Mitra, right? They too. Gaia was, I felt a connection with her. So she used to be like. She is still there. So We had a special connection with Gaia, especially because the way of her receptivity, everything we resonated, and she was very welcoming. And at that time itself, I think I remember she was. So there is this California. There is an University of Integral Studies in San Francisco. They used to be so much associated with this ashram sadhaks. They are all deep down in this philosophy. So mostly Aurobindo's integral yoga philosophy is attracted by Westerners. It's like they used to come down, talk. There are many authors. They're so much doing their research work on this, and there are actors also. There used to be a one great actor. She used to come talk. She used to be so just participate in the satsangs. So it was beautiful time there. So Gaia and Mitra. So Gaia later they moved to Sedona, and she's an energy healer. She wrote many books on energy vortexes. So last time I think I went to Sedona, I thought of meeting her, but I didn't get chance to meet her. But she continues her work in Sedona as a healer, as a writer. Especially there are many energy vortexes in Sedona. So I think she has a great connection with those energy vortexes in Sedona. So that is the story of Darshan days, and what is their work like Sri Aurobindo and Mother. Um, so as we all know, they say like man is a transition being, like this human consciousness. We transition from animal to being a human, right? So they say it shouldn't end there. This is not the limit. So there is more than this, where you have to undergo a process of transformation within you with your consciousness. There is the supramental consciousness. There is a where it is called the superhuman. That should be the ultimate goal for every human. That is their work. How to get there from the normal human consciousness to that supramental consciousness. So that is what their integral yoga means. How to work in this body to be a superhuman. And that's what they use the terms mind, overmind, supermind, which is like mind is the normal human mind. Overmind is your soul, and the supermind is the divine consciousness, the oneness, the supreme. So their teachings are based on like how to get that supreme consciousness into you, how your over mind should be connected to the super mind, and how you can transform your human consciousness to supramental consciousness. For this, they have put all their life together. So Mother and Sri Aurobindo are avatars, first of all. They are avatars who incarnated in this humanly bodies. If Sri Aurobindo wants to say something, he often directs to Mother. He says she is the divine Shakti. Go to her. If Mother, if she wants to convey something, she often refers to Sri Aurobindo. She says he is the supreme. He is the Godhead. Like he has the Krishna consciousness already on him. It's so beautiful. If you touch any book, or if you touch, the ashram has published so many websites, their teachings, everything, how they address each other, how they reflect each other. So if you see in this background picture, there are the symbols of Mother and Sri Aurobindo, right? So I'll talk a few minutes about these symbols. So mother's symbol, what do you see? There is a small center, the circle, right? That is the divine consciousness. The center is the divine consciousness. And the center, after that center, there are four petals. The four petals are her four powers. The four powers of the mother are Mahasaraswati, Maheshwari, Mahalakshmi, Mahakali. These are the four powers of mother. And if you see further, there are 12 petals. So these 12 petals, so each Mahasaraswati has three powers. So there are, one is progress, receptivity, and aspiration. And Maheshwari's powers are generosity, goodness, courage. And Mahalakshmi's powers are equality, peace, sincerity. And Mahakali powers are perseverance, gratitude, humility. So it's such a beautiful symbol, mother symbol. So, and these will be represented with different colors. These four petals, like from yellow to green. So they have different shades. Each attribute has its own color, yellow, green, purple, or something. So that's the significance of mother's symbol. So that she's the divine consciousness and she has all the powers within. And coming to Aurobindo's symbol, so if you see, the descending triangle is called Satchit Ananda, and the ascending triangle is the aspiring answer from matter, under form of light, life, and love. And the center square, that is the perfect manifestation of the avatar of the Supreme Godhead. And that water-like thing where the lotus is that water represents multiplicity. So that is about Aurobindo symbol. And I know I did. I signed up for one project in the ashram during one retreat, and this big poster board. So I sat up with the kids, working on mother's symbol and her colors, and talking more and discussing more. I remember I, that memory just flashed into my mind. So those are the symbols, but I know to talk about Aurobindo, his itself is again. I'll take one more session maybe to talk about mother, her childhood and what she did. Will be one session, but there are three great works of Sri Aurobindo. One is the Life Divine, the Synthesis of Yoga, Savitri. I know, as I told, I'm more attracted to mother's consciousness. Aurobindo from 7 years to till 10 years, all his childhood he spent in England. He was he was so much educating himself in England schools, colleges. He was a great scholar there. It's no matter if you see any writing of Aurobindo, only you have to have your complete presence, everything to understand any particular writing, even though it is small also. Because it used to be that literature he used is so hi-fi, that terminology literature he uses in his books, in his poems. So I didn't get much chance to read so much. I think that is also a grace. So much on his books are. Though I touched a few of his books, Synthesis of Yoga, that they were telling in the ashram. So if some challenge or trouble is bothering you, some obstacle, so meditate for a few minutes, and then, like in that Synthesis of Yoga, just open some page and there is your answer. So I was trying that few times in the ashram, but that I think. At that time when I was there during my stay for those few years, I wasn't so much into meditation. Even the people there, I told the silent atmosphere there, right? Only you have to ask, then they will answer. They wouldn't come sit, let me teach you meditation or nothing like that sort. So so I think my more openness came when I came to listen Patriji wisdom. It's like all whatever their teachings are, he was he was much more conveying in a simpler way, and my happiness knew no bounds because there was that inner thing inside. I want to meet some living master on earth. Because whomever I meet from childhood, they are in their samadhis. I know I was so much closely associated with Sri Shidi Sai Baba. He was in samadhi. I was reading his books and all, his teachings and all. So much going to his temple, doing everything. And then later I came and so much into Mother and Sri Aurobindo, and they are already in their samadhis. So I had that inner quest. I want some living master whom I could connect. And that too, when I heard Patriji, someone talking in Telugu, my own mother tongue, and and such a simple living master whom I could open up and connect more, my happiness knew no bounds. So that's how I could relate after doing more meditation. Now, if I want to know more about Aurobindo, because I'm still connected through their newsletters, I still open up their pages, I still listen to their wisdom a few times, but so it's easy for me. So Patriji has opened the door through meditation and through his speeches, through his wisdom talks. Now the connection is easy. I can understand whatever Arbindo's literature is, everything. So that is all about Arbindo's literature, and there is this great epic Savitri, which is written by Sri Aurobindo. It is one of the story in Mahabharata, which consists of 300 verses. It is the dialogue between Savitri and the Yama, the Lord of Death. So, so this epic poem, Sri Aurobindo has devoted all his life in just modifying, making changes to this epic poem. And there are huge volumes of this Savitri available. It's written in 24,000 lines, 12 blocks, and 49 cantos. In fact, I also have this book, a huge book of Savitri with me. I just bought during COVID time. Because I know there was a project in Arrowville. They were teaching art online, where like they put some music, and 2 hours you immerse in art, and whatever comes into that consciousness, you have to draw. And before doing all that, we have to read like few pages of Savitri and get into this learning art. So at that time, I thought I'll join that course and brought that, but I didn't get to join their course. So Aurobindo kept on modifying this throughout his life. So one of the sadhak asks, "So you have this inspiration at your command because Aurobindo, this Siddhi Day is celebrated because Aurobindo received that super mind, that Krishna consciousness into him. So you have, so he is directly connected to supreme consciousness. So why do you modify the Savitri all the time? Then Aurobindo's answer is, every time I sit, I just get a connection from my higher world to modify this more and more. So I just listen to myself and keep on working on it. So that's his lifetime achievement, like such a great poem. And even today, it is like many of the poets refer to this Savitri. It's so popular. I know, being born in India and with this mystical guru, we I think I wouldn't I if I wouldn't have known. Whatever I know is still not even closer to a drop in ocean. But if I see some Westerners in their talking about Savitri or any philosophy, how much of depth they go in and out in knowing about our Indian gurus, about the poems, about the Mahabharata, about the Ramayana, about the works. So I feel it is we are all connected in the field of unified. There are no boundaries, and we should be so grateful to be born in this to take in birth in that in the divine land. No, mother herself, where is France? She is born in Paris. So she talks. She helped so much in Indian freedom. She talks so much of India. So that's where, like, where more patriotism grew from me also. From her books, like how she talked about India, how she, even she used to dress up in saris, talk about the culture, talk about India, talk about the motherland. Um, so even if I see many Westerners authors how they refer to this Savitri, there used to be like the 17-year-old from some country, UK or France, I don't know, who went for darshan one day near mother. So what work she gave for the 17-year-old at that time is, you just read Savitri, and whoever comes near you, just uh, just tell them about Savitri. So he is now 80 years. Last COVID, he was doing online because we got to listen. So he and his wife are now 80 to 85 years. Still, still he's doing sessions on Savitri online. He's talking. He's explaining. So that is, I think that is the connectedness. Uh, it's- and I think it's already 6:30. So thank you so much, Sirisha, first of all. You brought up all my memories first when you asked me to talk, that's what my hesitation was. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not sure even if I'm that drop in the ocean to talk completely about Mother and Sri Aurobindo. But later when you asked, I see myself postponing so much. Okay, let me just share whatever I knew. But from that first time you talked, then from that time itself, something was there in me. I was frequently going to Aurobindo Society, their websites, like recollecting whatever I know, whatever their works, referring to more pages. But the second time I thought, okay, I let me stop postponing. Let me set up some date. Whatever comes in through me, I'll just talk. I'll just talk about my experience. But whom am I to talk about Sri Aurobindo and Mother? Let me just talk my experiences with them. And then I thought, okay, even for that experiences, I was recollecting so much. I was going through their work, how I felt, what books I read, what was there, what are the darshan days and everything. It was like being in that divine force. It was in the being in that divine consciousness. It was again re-establishing that link between me and my foremost gurus, Mother and Sri Aurobindo. And yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity. It is all because of you. All this while I was living in that consciousness. I am. hopefully, I hope to continue reading their books or be in their grace going further. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jyostna, for accepting and sharing your wisdom. Uh, I would like to share my experience, how I got your name. Okay. Uh, like if you like couple of months, last 2 to 3 months, I'm reading Sri Treta Yuga trilogy, so which was written by Savitri Simpson. So I came to know about them through Patriji. He mentioned about an lockdown messages, 2 or 3 episodes. He mentioned about that book. So I was searching about that later, researching more little. What is this trilogy? There are 3 books. So in that, I am like a more of a um, New Age spirituality. My passion is about all about New Age spirituality. Yeah, so and near death experiences, afterlife. What is that? So beyond things. So third book was it's afterlife experiences. So I ordered that, and meanwhile, who is this Savitri? Even I was researching that. Then they told that his guru, his master, his teacher, even Kriya Yoga Parampara, they changed their names, disciples' names. So that's how she got the Savitri. When she asked his teacher, why did you gave them name Savitri? Then he asked her to go read Sri Aurobindo Savitri.
Mm,
So that's how I got. I mean, even I know through Allah Baksha Master.
mm,
He shared one of his wisdom on Savitri in Lightworkers channel. So I listened that. I know little, very few. But after this Savitri, then I got connected. I was researching. There are few books in Telugu who translated Savitri, Sri Sharvari, and one more thing I found Sri Kotta Ramakotaya garu. Everyone calls about Tata garu.
mm, mm,
Yeah, I was listening to that audio sometimes. So one day suddenly I got an intuition to, okay, let me, like PSSM is all about all gurus, right? Bring all gurus wisdoms, whoever connects to whom we don't know. So I got the intuition to talk about you because when I listen your experiences, you said you came through, first you went to came through Aurobindo, you got connection. So I got an intuition, then that's how I ask you to about this. Yeah, even while I listening that Savitri, I understood because I intensely follow Patriya's messages, and I read and listen Eastern philosophy plus Western philosophy. So all I understood little thing is Savitri, he covered pretty much every single thing in Savitri in a I mean, his philosophy is basically it's a very tough language to understand. And everyone calls Savitri as future Veda.
mm.
So in future, like how we have 4 Vedas, right? So it's going to be future Veda. Yeah, now in recent days, everyone is talking about like most of the I'm listening. GM talks about Savitri. Everyone, yeah. So recently, I listening to Rajarshi Nandi. He is also talking to Sri Aurobindo. So yeah, everyone is talking about Sri Aurobindo. I wanted to bring this up and PSSM, bring Sri Aurobindo and Mother's consciousness through here. Whoever wants to connect, yeah. I hope you will bring more wisdom with the future.
Yeah, sure, sure. Try.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we just, if they choose, it will happen. That's it.
Yes, yeah, it's not in our hands. Yeah, we are just the instruments. Yeah,
Mm.
sure. Thank you very much once again, and happy Sri Ram Navami to everyone.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Jyostna. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day and happy Sri Ramanavami, everyone.